Welcome back inside the Brogan Hillman show, and today we have another good one. And as you can see, the camera quality is a lot better. Got a new camera, let's go. The content is going up, so make sure you subscribe. But today, before we get into the video, you should know it's the fourth video now that we have this. Yeah, I did the Bible verse first. Today's Bible verse, we have 2 Corinthians 12:9, and that is, "My grace is all you need, for my power is the greatest when you are weak." Again, it's very similar to the last couple of videos. When you are weak, when you are down in the dumps, when you're going through something, all you need is God. All you need is God's grace. All you need is the love from Jesus Christ, and you will be fine. You will get through it. That is all you need in life. And that's a very powerful one. I can relate a lot to that one, and I know everyone else can because they all go through some stuff. But thank you guys for clicking on the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get into the NFL honors predictions. Let's go. So for the first award, we're going to do the Comeback Player of the Year. And we all know who the Comeback Player of the Year is. It's Hillman. After dying on the field for 8 minutes, he had a very bad cardiac arrest back January 2nd, 2023 against the Bengals, hit by T. Higgins, and he laid lifelessly for a couple minutes. They were able to resuscitate him on the field again after 8 minutes, and he returned to the NFL scene on November 13th, 2023 against the Broncos. He made a tackle, and he officially returned, making a tackle like 10 months after dying on the field, and coming back is just an absolutely insane feat. Not really heard of before. He died on the field and came back. That is insane. So for him to win Comeback Player of the Year, for him to be alive to receive that award, is just truly amazing. And then the second award we have is the Coach of the Year. This year's Coach of the Year, 2023-24, is Kevin Stefanski. The Browns team has battled through some adversity, and through it all, they have remained strong. They have not given up, and they made the 5th playoff spot. They clinched the 5th seed. They went 11-6. They lost that game against the Bengals because they sat their starters in Week 18. They've had 4 different starting quarterbacks this year. Started off with Deshaun Watson, then DTR, then PJ Walker, and now Joe Flacco. Make that 4. Joe Flacco's playing heck of a good game right now. He's playing good football. And they also have the best defense in the NFL. They average the least amount of yards game in and game out. Myles Garrett is a stud. That whole defense is just so good. They have 15 players injured or banged up right now, and just to be able to clinch an 11-6 wild card spot like that is just insane. They clinched like Week 16 too, so they're not no bums. They're a good team. They make plays, and they beat the 49ers 19-17 back in the regular season. They also beat the Ravens 33-31, both which clinched the number 1 seeds in their respected conferences. So they are definitely not a team to look down upon. And Kevin Stefanski has had that Browns team rolling since he got the job in Cleveland. Amazing stuff to watch. Moving on to more individual player awards, we have Jalen Carter for the Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's a stud in Philly. Helps that stud-packed defense a lot, that stud-packed D-line especially, with Fletcher Cox, Nolan Smith, all those studs there. Hassan Reddick, he fits right in. The Eagles went 11-6. They clinched that 5th seed in the NFC. They finished 2nd in the NFC East thanks to Jalen Carter's help. He had 33 total tackles, which for a rookie is a very, very impressive season. He had 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, which is extremely good, and then a fumble recovery. That's a great stat line for a rookie. He definitely deserves to be mentioned in this award, and I believe he definitely deserves to win this award. If not him, there's a couple other names that you could be thinking of, like Will Anderson, but I do think that Jalen Carter is deserving of this Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Flipping the side of the ball, we have C.J. Stroud with the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I think this one really speaks for himself. I mean, C.J. Stroud is just an absolute stud. He took a Texans team which last year was 3-13-1. He made them 10-7. We saw they played without C.J. Stroud this year. He made them 10-7. Him and Tank Dell and those connections and that team chemistry, DeMarco Ryan's coaching, I really, really like this year. C.J. Stroud played a heck of a season, clinching the 4 seed and winning the AFC South since Deshaun Watson was there. First time since Deshaun Watson. He had an absolute amazing season. He had 4,108 yards passing, 23 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. That is a really good ratio. That's a ratio above 4. Like every 4 touchdowns he does an interception. Above that, that is a great ratio for CJ Stroud. He averaged 8.2 passing yards per pass. That's really good with a 57.4 average QBR. Really good season, not to mention his 3 touchdowns with his legs. Just an amazing rookie season from a quarterback, especially when we look at his counterparts in Bryce Young, who went 2-14, 2-15 with the Panthers. Just not a great season. And then Anthony Richardson, who got knocked out early with that shoulder injury. He stayed healthy, and he got that team into the postseason to play against Steven Stefanski and the Browns team in the wild card round. Going to be a very interesting game to watch on Saturday, and that is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Speaking of Myles Garrett and that Browns team, we have Myles Garrett for the Defensive Player of the Year. His stat line was just insane. He had 14 sacks this year, which is his second best in his career throughout the seasons he's been. This is his 6th season with the Browns, so 14 sacks. He's just getting better. He looked really, really good this year. He had 4 forced fumbles, which is his career high, and he also had a fumble recovery, which is second in his career. He just continues to get better and better each season. He is a wrecking ball. Any quarterback that plays against him is scared. CJ Stroud, the Offensive Rookie of the Year, has his work cut out for him next week if Myles Garrett plays. He's currently questionable, but I really hope Myles Garrett can play because he's been that leader of that Browns defense all year, hands down. Myles Garrett is a really, really good defensive rusher. I think it's really evident, winning Defensive Player of the Year. He is just so good. He's so disruptive, and I have him winning Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, we have Christian McCaffrey. Is it any surprise? He had 21 touchdowns in total. He had 14 rushing touchdowns, which is second best in his career. He had 7 receiving touchdowns, which is his career high. He also had 272 rushes, which is also second in his career. He touched the ball a lot this season. He had 1,459 rushing yards. He was 41 short of reaching that 1,500 mark, which is also a career high. 1,459 is a career high for Christian McCaffrey, and he averaged 5.4 yards per carry. Again, a career high. Just insane stat line from Christian McCaffrey. They clinched that 1 seed and win the NFC West with lots of praise to Christian McCaffrey in that run. They get a bye. They're not playing this weekend because they have the bye. Again, thanks to Christian McCaffrey, that offense is just so good, and he is a leader on that offense for sure. He is a high motor, and one of the reasons that they are in that spot, 12-5, first in the NFC, not having to play this Saturday on Wildcard Weekend. The big award, ladies and gentlemen, drumroll please, Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure how much of a surprise it was for you guys. For me, not really. They're 13-4. They're the first seed. Again, just like Christian McCaffrey, he's not playing on Wildcard Weekend. They win the AFC North by a couple games, but they had 2-game lead on the Browns. He just put up an amazing stat line. He had 307 completed passes, which is a career high for him. He had 1,367 yards. He had 3,678 passing yards. Again, a career high. 24 passing touchdowns to his 7 interceptions, which is just above a 3 ratio. It's around 3.5. That's a really good ratio. And he averaged 8 yards per throw this year. Again, just great numbers. That's a career high for him with a 65.1 QBR. Rushing, he had 821 rush yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, which is second in his career behind that 2019 MVP season. He's looking to win his second MVP at just the age of 25. Lamar Jackson, dude, is a stud. We know this year in, year out. He's always making that Ravens team look better. When they missed him last year, when they got bounced in the wild card round by the Bengals, his injury was definitely a detrimental part to that Ravens team falling apart. And now that he's played a full healthy season, they're sitting 13-4 with that 1 seed. It's not a coincidence. Lamar Jackson is a legit game changer. He's a playmaker. He makes things happen, and he makes his team and his teammates around him that much better. He is hands down the most valuable player this year in the NFL. One could argue Tyreek Hill. Even I'm a Dolphins fan, as you can see by all the Dolphins stuff. I'm not arguing it's Tyreek Hill. I got Lamar Jackson winning the MVP by a hefty margin this year. I don't think anyone touches him in that MVP voting. I think he takes it and runs with it and wins his second ever MVP. Again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all like, subscribe, because we're getting there. We're growing really fast. 2024 is the year for the Brogan Hillman Show. Again, thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Keep God number one, and I'm out.